My name is Rhapsody and welcome to Shroom Gloom. Shroom Gloom is an immersive deck builder roguelike by Team Laserbeam. It is currently available on itch.io as a prototype. Prototype exclamation mark. It's very important you internalize this as a prototype because there are bugs. But it's also so deeply exciting that I really want to show it to you anyway. So we'll just have to tide ourselves over the fact that there are some bugs in it. This is a prototype working towards the possibility of a 1.0 development and eventual release, but as a prototype, we are far from that at the moment. As an immersive deck builder, though, we can already see we're in first-person position, and another one of the elements I'm excited about we'll see here, which is the first deck that we're picking up. A shovel, which allows you to dig for weapons, a rest card, which heals for 15 health, rat jerky, which heals for 4 health and draws 1 card. You can use it 3 times. A key, which unlocks, will be destroyed upon playing, and is a gear card itself, so includes is a type of card, including shovels and other tools. And then bash, unlock. Deal 5 damage to self. It is handy, so it'll always be drawn first, and it's persistent, so it's not discarded upon being played. What we're seeing here is that we have not only an in-combat deck, but also an out-of-combat exploration deck. So while walking along here, I can just decide, it's a good time to dig for weapons. So, digging for weapons, we have the ability to pick up a weapon to add into our combat deck. We have the Scavenger Blade, deal 4 damage. When you eat, increase this card's damage by 1. We have the Infected Limb, deal 4 damage, deal 1 damage to self, but also evolve 4. So once you've played this 4 times, evolve into another sort of card. And then the Greedy Dagger. Deal 3 damage. If this is fatal, draw a card. I'll take the one that evolves as early as I possibly can, because that seems like a good idea. We also know that the final card in our deck at this point is Rest. If I drew into Rest by playing the Rat Jerky, I wouldn't be able to play Rest anyway. So I'm just going to bash, and that'll be it. Our map here is a little more filled out than it otherwise might be on a first run. That is, of course, because I have to test these beforehand to make sure they're the kind of thing that I want to showcase on the channel, and I absolutely do. I get a lot of Inscription vibes from this game. I think putting the player in a first-person perspective as they are exploring the world of a roguelike deck builder has a lot of potential for creating very deeply immersive environments. We're up here against 2 enemies that have 5 health and each are timid. They'll cancel their attack if they're damaged. And one enemy that has 10 health and is not intimidatable. I got 2 copies of Roast in hand. Deal 3 damage. If fatal, make a Toasty. A Toasty is a 0-cost card. It has it heals 5 health when you play it and consumes. Consume will remove it from the deck. And then there's also Flash. At 3 vulnerable to a target, 10 battery, so we can play this card 10 times. Vulnerable says enemies take 50% more damage per stack, so they'll take 150% more damage on the first turn at least. And then finally Infected Limb, the card that we just picked up. So I'd love to take out 2 enemies this turn, and we can do that if I throw an Infected Limb and then a Roast against one of these small ones, and then Flash and Roast against the other small. I get 2 Toasties in hand. I'll spend one of those Toasties to heal back up 5 points, so that I don't get too close to the brink here. And then Stab just deals 4 damage, so we can do that twice. Set out a Roast afterwards, picking up a new Toasty. A reward for completing the fight is a out-of-combat card, that is to say, a exploration deck card. A green card. Picky Eater. It's a passive. Replenish. You draw another card when this card is drawn, so it doesn't take space in your hand effectively. Unplayable. When you eat, make a bone to pick. And a bone to pick is a 0-cost unlock consume gear. So that's just a key. It's a pick type card, but it's a key. There's also Shovel, dig for weapons. We could just get another shovel in the deck. And Itchy Fingers. Replenish, unplayable. When you open a lock, draw 2 cards. Well, you always open locks, because there's locks between all of the rooms. So yeah, I'll take Itchy Fingers. Give me a little bit more pull power to get deeper into my exploration deck. we start to see the format of the rooms that we're going to be encountering here. We've got a fight at the start of them, and then in the second area, we have a reward. A gift from below. Unstoppable. When an enemy dies, draw a card. Spring into action, add fly kick to your hand. Add a fly kick to your hand for each unspent energy after exploring. So another way to tie in the in-combat and in-exploration decks to one another. And then hard-headed. When you bash, heals 3 health, and start the next fight pissed off. Let's be hard-headed. Which means I never intend to use this key. I'm just going to use my bash to open everything. So first off, bash. We have 3 options here. The Twinkie Hunter, an exploration card, 0 cost. When you dig, find 1 Twinkie. And the Twinkie itself is a 0 cost that heals 3 health and draws a card, consumes, removes itself from your deck. There's Forced Growth, a 1 cost in combat card, increased damage on all cards in hand by 2. Now it's important to note, this is permanent. And then this card exhausts, so it can only be played once per combat, but the damage that it gave cards in the previous combat is still there. So definitely something we want to pick up earlier rather than later. And then Emotional Roller Coaster. Make a hope, and make a regret, and replenish. So you draw another card when you draw Emotional Roller Coaster in the first place. The hope temporarily reduces the cost of a target card by 1, and then you draw another card. And the regret discards target card, and you draw another card. And it's temporary and it replenishes. Cool. It's a little costly for me. I'm going to take the Forced Growth. Seems a good idea. Now it's time to dig. We've got another Infected Limb. We've got Hungry Blade. Deal 4 damage. If this is fatal, increases card's damage by 1. Ooh. And then Sneak Attack. Add 1 vulnerable to the target and then deal 2 damage. So we'll realistically deal at least 3 damage as the target's already vulnerable. Hungry Blade. Let's take you this time. I like scaling. It looks like... Okay, it looks like my choice here is whether or not I'm going to have to spend toasties in the next fight. How many toasties do I have in my deck? I'm intentionally not switching to the combat deck there, as I believe that's one of the bugs. I believe that would possibly lock us in this position. Oh, actually, I have enough money here. I have enough energy here to rest before we move on. So I get to use Bash twice and enter the next fight on full HP. Hell yeah. There's Pissed Off. Rage, temporary. Each time you deal damage, increase Rage by 2. And Rage says all your attacks deal additional damage. Hell yeah. There's a Forced Growth in hand, there's Infected Limbs, Stab, all of this seems great. Let's use Forced Growth first, so that I can just increase the damage of all of these cards. Then Roast can instantly take out the one that's going to get more strong. Infected Limb is now doing 10 damage. So I can take out another target. And I'll be leaving these toasties in my deck to spend. Ooh, do I want more toasties or do I want the Hungry Blade to increase? I think I want another toasty. Okay, now we have Truffle Hunt, Lockpig, and Inventor's Pick. The Truffle Hunt, dig up a snack. It's a gear card. There's also Lockpig. Pick a lock and then scratch out a truffle. Draw a card as well. Can be used twice. And the Inventor's Pick. A unlock. Start the next combat with Lock Flail, which is a 1-cost card that deals 1 damage to all targets twice. And then the lock is consumed. I'll take that. I can skip a bash for that. Because in this game, as cards are added to your deck, they are, what's the word I'm looking for? As cards are added to your deck, they are not necessarily added as a temporary card unless they say so. So because I generated toasties in the last fight, I still have them. So if I generate a Lock Flail, Should just have it. Frog Juice. Consume target card. Consume. So remove another card from your deck. And also this one. There's also Table Manners. Replenish unplayable. When you eat, make a toothpick. And then another Scavenger Blade. When you eat, increase this card's damage by 1. I'm definitely taking Frog Juice. Do I want the Scavenger Blade as well? When you eat, increase this card's damage by 1. Yeah. Why not? We're early enough. Thank you. Ah. I will use my Rat Jerky here because I would love to draw into the Inventor's Pick or the Shovel, in fact. Either or. I would prefer the Inventor's Pick, to be entirely honest with you. Wait, when you open a lock, draw 2 cards. Oh, but I'm going to be opening the lock with my Bash anyway, so then I draw into the card that I can't use. That's unfortunate. All right, I'll use a Shovel. Scavenger Blade again. There's a Cutlery. Deal 1 damage twice. When you eat, heal 2 health. And then Bite. Deal 5 damage, heal 2 health. I'll take Cutlery because it scales multiple times when I increase its damage. Deal 1 damage twice. If I give this a minor growth, or forced growth is the card in my deck. If I give this forced growth, I'll deal 3 damage twice. Then I do want to get the key out of the deck, but I'd rather start the next fight pissed off. So I bash, I'm hard-headed, I'm gonna step back a step. Yeah. So it looks like that didn't have the ability to get back into the discard. Yeah, there's an Inventor's Pick here, which obviously I can't use. All right, we'll trundle on into the next room. Up against 2 8 health characters, a 10 health character, and an 18 health character. The 2 8s both have Mossy. They heal 2 health at the start of turn, as well as being timid. They'll cancel their attack if they're damaged. Other than that, there's 15 damage coming in, as well as the attempt to give the player Liverwort, which is a curse card I'll have in hand. We are pissed off on turn 1, and we have a Forced Growth in hand. Hell yeah! We have so many attacks in hand. Forced Growth is great. So now Cutlery is dealing 10 damage. 3 plus 2 damage twice. I can stab this target, taking it out with a single 10, and then the Cutlery is dealing 14, and I can send that into the healthiest remaining target on the board. Sure, I'll be taking 5 damage for it, but yes, that's right. I should be set up for good roasts. Let's... roast you immediately. I will flash this target and then roast you as well, for a total of 13 damage. Liverwort, deal 4 damage to self. It lingers, it won't be discarded at the end of the turn, and it's temporary. It's destroyed when it leaves my hand. Do I have to play that? Or if I end the fight, will that disappear as well? Uses up draw and other nasty things. I'll play it. Do I want to play the Toasty, though? Probably not, because I really want to be able to play it alongside the cards that benefit when I eat. And I don't think I'm taking too much of a risk here. Both of these characters are timid, so they'll stop attacking as soon as I hit them. Consume target card. I really feel like I should use that to get rid of something like Roast. I don't want to get rid of all the Roasts in the deck, but there's a number of them. I can get rid of some of them, certainly. Make sure the Hungry Blade kills a target so it gets larger. There's the Liverwort back in hand. No, I just got given one, rather. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any food in this hand. The Liverwort, I can't imagine, would count. There we go. We take the enemy out. We have a Lock Pig and an Inventor's Pick. We saw both of these previously. They are picks for opening things up. And Practice Dummy, a camp card. Must be cast in a room with available space. Build a practice dummy to sharpen your attacks. Yep. Oh look, an empty space. I hope I draw something relevant. Ooh. We've got itchy fingers already in our hand. When you open a lock, draw 2 cards. I'm gonna bash this lock. Drawing 2 cards. We get the Inventor's Pick, hell yeah! Let's choose our reward here. We have the Thirsty Mace, a 2-cost card. Deal 8 damage. It is persistent. It is not discarded upon being played. And if it's fatal, you gain 2 energy. That's a great way to finish off characters. Left to Rot. Deal 6 damage to all. Linger. It's not discarded at the end of the turn. Exhaust. It removes itself from combat once played. When you eat, however, increase this card's damage by 1. I really need more ways to generate eating, though. And then Notebook. Add 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Draw 1 card. Each time you deal damage, reduce the cost by 1. Temporarily reduce the cost by 1, rather. So, Notebook is 4 cost by base, but with a couple of multi-hits, it's free. I'm gonna take the Thirsty Mace. I think this is probably the right choice for us at this period of time. Inventor's Pick. Unlock and start the next combat with Lock Flail. And that'll also draw 2 cards for me. I'm gonna use Rat Jerky. We get a practice dummy. I'll use Inventor's Lock. Drawing nothing. And then I'll put up the practice dummy. I was wondering if it would give me the ability to modify the new card. Anyway, select a card to gain Vulnerable. So which of these cards should now apply 1 Vulnerable as well? Vulnerable enemies take 50% extra damage per stack. I don't know. None of these really seem like a good Vulnerable applicator. All of them seem to want to have Vulnerable applied to something before you use this. I'm gonna take Cutlery, because it deals 3 damage twice, and I don't know if it would end up applying 2 Vulnerable, like 1 with each strike. I don't imagine so. Yeah, there we go. It literally shows me. It would be deal 3 damage twice, add 1 Vulnerable to target. When you eat, heal 2 health. Cool. I'll still take it. And then let's Shovel. Pulling out a new card. Greedy Dagger. Deal 3 damage. If fatal, draw 1 card. There's also Seasoning. Add Seasoned to all enemies. Seasoned enemies drop a Toasty when they die. And then Consume. And the Scavenger Blade. I'm going to take a single copy of Seasoning. Alright. I'm going to have to do some in-play healing here. Ooh, Lock Flail. Deal 1 damage twice. Sorry, 1 plus 2 damage to all targets twice, because I have pissed off. Ooh, I've got the Thirsty Mace. That could easily just take targets out as well. I've even got Force Growth. Wow. Oh, Force Growth! Force Growth and then Lock Flail literally will take out all of the targets on the field immediately. I'm gonna eat a Toasty, which increases the damage of the Scavenger Blade, as well as healing me 2 additional, because I have Cutlery in hand. I could take you all out with the Thirsty Mace. Or Lock Flail. I'm gonna go Lock Flail. Yeah, that was wild. Foul Vegetation. A 2-cost camping card. Increases max health by 5, and it evolves after you play it 2 times. There's also Stay Puffed. A combat card, it's a passive. Replenishes twice when you draw it. So if you draw this card, you draw 2 additional cards immediately. And you also have Dodge 2, reduce damage by your current dodge value. So every incoming hit would deal 2 less damage. And then Rolling Death, a 0-cost attack, deal 1 damage. If fatal, multiply this card's damage by 2, usable a total of 9 times. But I do love multiplicatives. Oh, these are all really good. I feel like Foul Vegetation is the least likely for me to pick up here. I feel like I have enough other things to do in the other phases. Stay Puffed. Double Replenish. It's literally just draw an additional card. And then Rolling Death. It's just Rolling Death also seems really good. I'm gonna take Stay Buffed. I already got damage in this deck. Ooh. Okay. Pop some Rat Jerky. Oh, I was really hoping to get the itchy finger there. I'm going to Shovel, and we see Minor Growth, Hot Poker, and Sneak Attack. Minor Growth, increase target's card's damage by 2, draw a card, and then exhaust this. Hot Poker, deal 1 damage 3 times. If fatal, make a toasty kebab. Cool. And then Sneak Attack, add 1 vulnerable to the target, then deal 2 damage. I gotta take the Hot Poker. I have in my opening hand with Pissed Off the ability to increase damage on this really ridiculously. Every time I do damage, Pissed Off triggers. So this would trigger Pissed Off 3 times, giving me 6 rage. So just 6 additional damage for all of my other attacks that turn. And also, if I hit this with any of the Forced or Minor Growths, it benefits 3 times. Exactly the kind of thing we want. Bash this door down. Hard-Headed gives me 3 HP back, as well as Pissed Off for the start of the next fight. Ooh! Outverse Boss. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily a boss, but it's got 90 health. Oh, we do have Thirsty Mace in the opening hand. That's so good. Okay, Thirsty Mace. Deal 12 damage. If persistent, comes back to hand. If fatal, gain 2 energy. So I'm going to take out 4 units immediately with no problem whatsoever. And I've accumulated 10 rage over the course of that. So now my cutlery is going to deal 15 damage twice and add 1 vulnerable to the target after that. Oh, looks like this target also has thorns, retaliates for damage when attacked. Unless fatal. Okay, cool. So next, how do I deal as much damage as possible? It's Infected Limb and then Stab. So Infected Limb for 6 plus 14 and 50% vulnerability, so this will be 30 damage to you. And then Stab is 24. With vulnerability, that's actually lethal. Okay, hang on, can I kill them with the Hungry Blade then? That's 21, plus vulnerability, that's 30, that'll do it. Hungry Blade takes out the enemy turn 1. Choose your reward. Ooh. There's a horrible club that looks like that, that character from Frozen. It's 2 mana, it's an attack, deal 6 damage. If fatal, make Hope. Interesting. And Hope temporarily reduces the cost of of a target card by 1 and draws a card. It still costs 2. Suppress Emotion, 0 cost, it's a skill. Transform every mood in your hand into a repressed rage. So obviously Pissed Off is one of the moods that we have in this deck at the moment, not many others. And then Left to Rot, an attack that deals 6 damage to all. It lingers, it exhausts. Linger, of course, can't be discarded at the end of the turn. Exhaust can only be played once per combat. And when you eat, you increase this card's damage by 1. Because it lingers and has a when you eat trigger, you can actually easily get more on this. I like that. I like it. Let's take Left to Rot. Come on, practice dummy. A new gift from below. Lazarus. If you would die, destroy this card and heal to 50% HP instead. There's also the Bloodthirsty Butcher. When you kill an enemy, heal 2 HP. And then spring into action. Add a fly kick to your hand for each unspent energy after exploring. I'll take Bloodthirsty Butcher. I'm going for the throat. Yes, I've got to practice. Oh, it's very important I get a practice dummy here. I'm so glad. You get up there. Okay. Select a card to gain, if fatal, increase damage by 2. Lock Flail? Deals 3 damage to all targets twice. And now, if fatal to any target, increases card's damage by 2. Yeah, it sounds good. That sounds like that might go well. Shovel, and there's a key in the drawer. Do I want to use shovels anymore? I might be beyond shovels at this point. I think I'm beyond shovels. I think I go down here, I bash this open, and then I rest my way back to full HP. Time for the goo room. Ooh, I got another hard-headed trigger. Will I start the next fight with 2 pissed off? No, just 1. Dang. Ooh. Wait. Each time you deal damage, increase rage by 2. If I did left to right, would it increase my damage 4 times? Once for each target that's hit, once for each application of damage, or would it do it 1 time for 1 application of damage to all enemies? That's the only thing I didn't think was an option. The only thing I didn't think was an option was it will, while attacking, increase the rage. So it did 8 damage to the first target, 10 damage to the second target, 12, and then 14, taking out the final one. But we can follow up now with Lock Flail for 13 damage to all targets twice. Killing a bunch of targets very quickly. Rations! For 1 energy, gain 2 energy, and draw a card. 3 uses. There's also Lock Pig. Pick, lock, and scratch out a truffle, draw a card, and meditate. Search your feelings and choose a mood. I'll take the one that gives me energy and card draw, thank you very much. 2 energy and 1 card draw, that's a village. Alright. So directly ahead of us, we have a pool that healed us all the way back up to full health. Now you might think you were already on full health. What did it do? It healed us all the way to full health, you see. If fatal, gain 1 energy. If the attack is fatal, gain 1 energy. I can put it on the Thirsty Mace, which now, if fatal, gives us 3 energy back. Oh, that's great. Shovel, no, I'm not using those anymore. Key, I could remove that, but I do want to use... Ooh, you want toasties. I gotta generate some toasties in this fight. If I want to have anything worth trading, you see. Infected Limb is ready to evolve into either the Corrupted Limb, deal 5+2 damage if fatal, increase max HP by 2, or the Fruiting Limb, deal 5+2 damage when your maximum health increases card damage by 1. Oh, I'm not going to generate much food here. I'm going to take the Corrupted Limb, and then... Lock Flail says deal 11 damage to all targets twice. And I also know that dealing to all targets when I have Pissed Off in hand will deal 11 damage to the first target, then 13, then 15, then 17, then 19. And then it'll do it again. So 21, like by this time everything's already gonna be dead. 21, another 23, another 25, another 27, and then another 29. All the while gaining 5 triggers of increases cards damage by 2. Like, yeah, sure, fine. I might not be able to generate many toasties in a fight like that. But I feel like it still goes pretty well. Piggy Eater. Replenish. Unplayable. When you eat, make a bone to pick, which is a pick. An unlock consume gear. Pick. I've got Bash, I'm always going to use it instead. Search. Discard hand, then shuffle deck. Then draw 4 cards. 0 cost. Love it. And mutant pick. Unlock. Deal 2 damage to self. Increase max health by 5. Consume, and it's a gear. It's got 2 uses. I'll take search, thank you. A little more control of my out of combat deck. Yeah, I don't think I have any toasties for you, friend. Toasties I want to eat. Yeah, nope. You have no food? Oh, then take one for free. You give me a toastie. Thank you. I appreciate it. let's bash the door open to draw 2 cards from Itchy Finger. Then I'll pop down this practice dummy. Select a card to gain Replenish. When you draw this card, draw an extra card. I wanted to give it to the Stay Puffed card. I guess it's not showing me all of my cards. It's not showing me the Lock Flail, at least. I guess I could add this to Thirsty, or maybe Hot Poker, so it's more likely to be drawn alongside other things. Sure. Okay, and then, yeah, final card has to be Search, which is great for me, because it means now I go Rations, and then I have Search in hand, and now I can cast Search, and hopefully draw my way back to another practice dummy. Okay, draw 1 card. No, I'm gonna use another Search here. And it got me all the way back to the practice dummy, hell yeah. Select a card to gain draw a card. So when I play it, it just draws a card. I guess Thirsty Mace? If Fatal, gain 3 energy. It's because I can play it multiple times in a turn, right? So to be able to fish for cards for me effectively. And then pop a quick rest and move forward again. To 8 health enemies, 2 18s, and a single 40 standing in the middle. We've got Lock Flail in the open again, as well as Seasoning. So we already know what's happening. We've seasoned all of these enemies appropriately. And now I'm gonna Lock Flail them. Yeah, I found the combo. Wait a bit. A skill that just draws 3 cards. Love it. Rolling Death. Deal 1 damage. If fatal, multiply this card's damage by 2, and then Shield Charge. Deal 4 damage. Make a Spongy Buckler. The Spongy Buckler is unplayable, but gives you 3 temporary dodge. Or 3 dodge, and is temporary, so will disappear after that. I'll take a wait a bit. Sure. I love card draw. Just need a little bit more energy generation. Have any picks? Oh, I do! I have a key! You can have my key, but I can't afford anything that you can sell. If I had 4 picks, I'd be able to get the Unholy Soup. Deals 5 damage to self, draw 2 cards, gain 1 energy, has 666 uses. Yeah, that's a great card. Minor Growth, increase target's card's damage by 2, draw a card, exhaust. And finally, Sweet Scent. Start the next combat with Hope and draw 1 card. I'm not gonna buy anything of these, but I have been able to get that pick out of my deck, which is great. Because I don't want that pick. I don't need it. Select a card to gain another attack. Oh! Lock Flail is here! Yeah, I'll Lock Flail. You attack 3 times to all targets now, thank you. Itchy Fingers is in hand, so I will bash the door open in order to draw. I'll use Rations to draw another card so I get all the way to Search, because Search is the card I need to play in order to shuffle my discard pile back into my draw pile, giving me the ability to get back to the practice dummy. Play you again. Reduce cost! Oh, no, Lock Flail and the Lock Flail and what's the other card? It's the one I literally just upgraded. No, wait, that was Lock Flail. Lock Flail and the Thirsty Mace, I think it's called, are both not here. Those are the 2 that I would love to decrease the cost of the most. I guess Hot Poker, maybe? Because then I can play it just to get 3 increases of damage with Pissed Off. Yeah, 0 cost Hot Poker, thank you. No need for more shovels. I've already made the in-play deck about as good as I think I need it to be. Ooh. Okay, this bad boy has 100 HPs. Also has loot, is mossy, regenerates 4 health at the start of the turn, and has spell weakness. Will take 1 damage whenever I play a card. Oh, there's the Thirsty Mace. 31 damage to all targets 3 times. So yeah, that lock flail will take out the boss. Okay. Again, prototype. Frog juice, sorry. Consume target card, and it consumes itself as well. I love to remove cards. Deadly Mold. Increase target card's damage by 10. Draw 1 card and then consume. And then Warm Mold. Increase max health by 10. Draw 1 card and consume. I'm gonna take the frog juice. Thinning out the in-play deck is probably the highest priority for me. Speaking of, frog! It's a camp. Erect a toad shrine. I reckon that might be a good idea. Why do I reckon that might be a good idea? Well, because the frog juice removes a card. So I have a sneaking suspicion. Let's start off by bashing one of these doors. I'm going to bash the one with the ice cube on it. Dang, it didn't actually draw me to what I wanted. Literally the bottom 2 cards of the deck and the one I want. I'm gonna wait a bit, drawing both of those cards. We get the practice dummy and the toad. I'm going to play the toad first here. Lick the toad and forget something. Yep, absolutely what I thought it was gonna be. Let's get roast out of the deck. The 3 damage card. You're just not doing anything for us anymore, buddy. And then I'll use rations to gain some extra energy back. Then I'll pop up a practice dummy. Multiply damage by 1.5 times. Okay. The only one that really benefits from this is the Thirsty Mace going up to 15 damage. So sure, do so. Then I'm gonna search. And we're back to another toad. Pop that toad there. Lick the toad and forget something. I've got one more roast in here, but I've got a 6 damage stab. Let's get rid of that first. And then I'll search one more time. Yeah, there was nothing I really could have pulled there that would have helped. But I'm glad to have done it regardless. Ooh! I was wondering what was going to happen when I encountered one of these hands. One of these hands right here where I don't have the insta-win card in my opening. Let's see what we can do. Left to rot. 6+2 to all. Yeah, so if I use Hot Poker as my first, I will trigger Pissed Off 3 times, so I'll have 8 rage. So then Left to Rot will do 14 damage to all targets. We've got a target on the left side here that is gaining 5 stacks of rage themselves. There's also, we'll try and add a card to hand when their turn comes, giving me 1 psychosis. And they'll ignore the next 2 effects as well, so I'll hit. No, but if you ignore the effects, do I still trigger Pissed Off? I don't. That's important to know. But thankfully, Left to Rot still does 10 damage to all of the targets on the board at the absolute least, which will give it the ability to take out the 2 chumps that I care about right now. Oh, and because of course it increases its damage as it hits each of the targets, it also took out the final target on the field. Great. Roast. Absolutely. And now I've got 3 toasties in the deck. The thing is, I don't want toasties in the deck anymore, because now they're just cards that I have to draw past in order to get to the lock flail. Wow. Are you kidding me? What? This enemy is not timid, or at least it doesn't say it's timid, but thankfully attacking it has got this enemy to do nothing. And thank heck, because otherwise they were going to take me out. This hand drew Stay Puffed, and this hand drew 4 cards. Why did I only draw 4 cards this hand? Did I get debuffed in some way? I'm not certain about that. Ooh, Frog Juice. Definitely need to play that. Let's frog juice out the corrupted limb, and then I'll just flash and cutlery this target down. Scavenge, a mutant pick, and then an itchy fingers. Scavenge is a 0-cost way to accomplish something, so I feel like with search, I'll be able to do a lot of scavenging. Speaking of, so that replenishes my in-combat deck. So I guess I could have used my shovel before I stepped in that pool. But I'll put up the Toad Shrine here and forget something. Let's see. Roast now, thank you. Then I'll search. Okay, there's a practice dummy now. Looks like something to gain vulnerable. Ooh, lock flail. Will that apply vulnerable to all targets? Because I'm not just targeting one thing. Yeah, add 1 vulnerable to all enemies. Hell yeah, take it. Then I will bash the door, drawing some new cards. All the way down to a scavenge. Scavenge. There's a PMA card here. Dodge 2. It's temporary, so it'll just be destroyed quite quickly. There's also the Rotten Toothpick. Deal 2 damage. Add 1 vulnerable to target, then consume. Okay, so these are the things that get themselves out of the deck quite quickly. And then Repressed Rage. It's like Rage, but half as valuable. Let's wait a bit, drawing more cards. We get back to search. I'll use search, seeing if I get back to scavenge. I'll use search again, seeing if I get back to scavenge, which I do. I'll play scavenge. Purpose. Draw 1 card, gain an energy. Temporary. Love it. So we can here really see the synthesis of these 2 decks. Oh, this bad boy has 60 HPs. Evolving will evolve upon death. You will you? Let's give you a flash and then hit you with the poker. Twinkie Mace, it'll draw a card, and it's, if fatal, it'll come back to hand, or rather, if fatal, it'll give me 3 energy. Also did draw a card. Yay. Toasty. Now you're trying to do 6 damage to me, how dare you? I'll play that Toasty, increasing the damage of the Scavenger Blade. There's just a Thirsty Mace. I guess I play Thirsty Mace, drawing a card. See if that card's relevant to me. Deal 5 plus 18 damage twice and add a vulnerable to the target. Sure. And then I'll throw a Scavenger Blade in as well. So the enemy evolves again. They evolve upon death. They've evolved to their second form. It is currently giving 5 block to all allies, as well as doubling damage for the next 3 turns. That could be a problem. Let's see how this goes. Incoming damage is 12 this turn. I do have Lock Flail, thank you. Draw a card, gain an energy temporary. Let's play Purpose. Lock Flail was super good there, but not enough. About half of the HP of the character. Oh, I'm starting to get concerned. I will burn out Left to Rot just so I don't short my card drawing the next turn. Oh, 12 HP's missing. They're trying to do another 20 to me this turn. Use Forced Growth, increasing the damage of Hot Poker. And then Thirsty Mace as well, draws another card. I'm going to be taking 20 damage this turn. I haven't got too much I can do about that. The enemy is still evolving as well, and they're trying to summon reinforcements right now. The thing is, I know Lock Flail right now will take out the enemy, but what happens after that? Because they immediately come out swinging. You're now trying to deal 6 damage to me with 3 different attacks. I'm going to add vulnerability to you and then just start thwacking away. I'll take my 6 lumps. Hot Poker is here again. Incoming damage now is another 9? Oh, I should have added vulnerable to the target with the cutlery first. I don't want to play the Thirsty Mace and it draws Lock Flail without me being able to play the Lock Flail, so I've got to play Thirsty Mace before cutlery. I drew Stay Puffed, and then Stay Puffed only drew 1 card. I don't think double replenish is working on Stay Puffed right now. And then I'm gonna hit him with a quick cutlery to increase their vulnerability again. They're not gonna evolve one more time, so next turn when I play the Lock Flail, I will win. Yeah! Bloodthirsty Butcher. There's Picky Eater. When you eat, make a bone to pick. There's Inventor's Pick, which we've seen has made the Lock Flail. And Soup Pot. Use edibles to make a soup. No thank you. That all just seems like bloat to my deck. I really need a way to deal with this missing HP, at least. I do heal up 2 HP when I kill an enemy. That's nice. Spring into action. Add a fly kick to your hand for each unspent energy after exploring. There's also Lazarus. If you would die, destroy this card and heal to 50% HP instead. And finally, Ready to Scrap. Draw an extra attack card at the start of combat. Yep. The more that I can guarantee that I draw the right attack card at the start of combat, the better off we are. And speaking of, it's time to remove another card from the deck. Let's get Stab out of here. Quickly search our feelings so that we can know it to be true. I mean, I'm definitely bashing the door down. Found another Scavenge. Charred Toasty in there. Oh, Simmering Rage. Love Simmering Rage. Good card, that. Drop a Practice Dummy. If Fatal, increase damage by 2. And the Lock Flail's here again. Hell yeah. So now it's going to increase its damage by 4 each time it takes a Fatal. And finally, I'll wait for a bit, draw back into a search, see if I get back to Scavenge, which I do. I Scavenge. I'll take Twinkie because it has no deck cost, since it heals 3 HP, draws a card, and then consumes. Oh, I will then immediately drink it. Drink it, eat it. You eat Twinkies. An alien first day on Earth. And you consume this with your mouth hole, yes? Interesting. Is it potable or edible? Ooh, frog! Yes! We take removal. There's even another Scavenge. Junk Food, heal 7 HP. Increase max health by -1 and then make a bath pick. Which is an unlocking pick that deals 1 damage to self and you start the next combat with regret. I'm just gonna take a Twinkie and then immediately eat that. That's fine by me. Little bit more HP. Ooh, come on, come on, come on. I don't have the card in it! Yeah. All right. It's fine. I can use the Thirsty Mace in this position. That's a-okay. We'll Thirsty Mace one of you down, drawing another card. Thirsty Mace another one of you down, drawing another card. Thirsty Mace third one down, drawing another card. Oh, Forced Grow. Literally the only card I don't have in hand right now is Lock Flail. Literally the only card I'm missing. But Force Growth will at least cause all of my other cards to get bigger, which is nice. And then Persistent Mace, there we go. Lock Flail, which I can finally play at the very end in order to get it to scale a bit. Power Nut. Heals 7 HP. Camp. Must be cast in a room with available space. Cool. Rolling Death and then Well Knitted. Replenish unplayable. When you heal past max HP, increase max HP by 3. That's nice, but I don't do it. I don't heal past my max HP, at least in the combat exploration phase. Okay. That what would that pool do for me? I don't know. Oh, that pool is forget something. So I don't need to play out my things before I get there. Okay, I just walk forward. And then, there we go. It's time to lick the toad and forget something. Hungry Blade, if Fatal increases 8 cards damage by 1 and it's still only on 8 damage, yeah, it's time to get rid of you. Toad on this side again. Time to get rid of the Scavenger Blade. It's only doing 14 damage at this point. Let's search. Okay, let's scavenge. Leftovers, heal 1 health, replenish when you eat, increases card healing by 1. No. Press Rage is a neat one. Temporarily reduce the cost of target card by 1 and draw 1 card, though. Hope has no negative effect on my deck. Practice Dummy. Do I go for Practice Dummy or a Rest right now? I feel like the 15 health from the Rest could be important. So I'll do that. And then I'll move ahead and bash this door down. Giving me my little bit of repressed rage. Oh, we got another enemy with loot on it and 40 HP. Let's use Hope to decrease the cost of Thirsty Mace. And then we do draw into the Lock Flail, so I can just play it. Perfect. Although I'll play Forced Growth first, giving everything 2 additional damage. Frog Juice for removing another card from the deck. Not bad. Increase max health by 10. Draw 1 card. I need things that increase my max health. I need more of a barrier between me and death. Ravenous. Replenish unplayable. This is a exploration card. When you eat, draw 1 card. There's also Sleepwalk. Heal 7 HP. Gain 2 energy. Draw 1 card. Camp. Nice. Gain 2 energy. Draw 1 card. Camp. And then there's also Palkos. Heal 7 HP. Draw 2. Gain 2 energy. Draw 1 card. I'm going to take Palkos because I feel like I already use my camp slots on the frogs. Yeah, similar to this. Although I guess I need to remove the frog eventually because I'm getting pretty quickly to the position where it's time. I'm going to get rid of cutlery now. Bash that door open to draw some new cards. There's Practice Dummy, but there's also Search. Let's put Practice Dummy down. Oh, it's now got Replenish on the Thirsty Mace. Sure. Then I'll Search. Get the Palkos. Gets us back to full HP. And then I can Scavenge. Get Purpose because it's a very easy card to take. Put up another Practice Dummy. Ooh, Hot Poker draws a card when I play it. 0 cost. Easy. So it draws us a card to draw it, and it draws us a card to play it. Pretty efficient if you ask me. Alright, let's play the Warm Mold, getting 10 more max HP. And we're now at the point where we're pretty much guaranteed to have the Lock Flail available at all times. And it is basically the only thing that matters in the deck at this point. Recklessness. Deal 10 damage to yourself. Draw 2 cards. Gain 1 energy. Yeah, but do I need it? It's strange to be in this position, but yeah, do I need it though? Because draw 2 cards, gain 1 energy for 0 costs. Yeah, I'll take it. Just trying to find a way not to justify that, but it's really hard not to. Ooh. A gift from below! Spring into action. Add a fly kick to your hands. I will do. For each unspent energy from exploring. Start by waiting a bit. Okay, there's the toad. And that's the last toad I play, because it's time to remove Flash, and I do want Hot Poker to stay in the deck. So then, on the other side, I will play the Practice Dummy. Oh, add an extra attack! Yeah, obviously the Lock Flail will do another 91 damage, sure. Then I'll search. Time for a Palkos. Another Practice Dummy. Reduce the cost, and unfortunately it's not giving me any available options right now, so no thanks. Scavenge. Add 5 damage to your attacks on the Burning Rage. Why not? And I'm not going to cast Recklessness. I don't need to. That would, it'd be brash, it'd be brazen. It'd be daring and dangerous to do. Only there was another word for that. Oh, hello, friend. You? You will evolve upon death. I don't know who you are. Fly kick. Deal 17 damage. Reduce status effects by 1. Interesting. And then consume. Well, let's start off with a Lock Flail. And I'll play Hot Poker to draw another card, which draws me back into my Lock Flail. And I'll play Lock Flail again. Oh my god, this guy is planning to do so much damage. Wait, am I? Okay, it depends on how this game deals with cycling, but if this Hot Poker can draw itself, it can. Yeah, okay, I have an infinite. Yeah, it draws itself. And it also, it seems to be considering itself fatal, so it's drawing back into the toasty kebab. It draws itself, and then it replenishes as well, so it draws another card. Oh, this is working for me. Maybe a way into the gloom? A mushroom key unlocks Gloom's doors. It's consumable and handy. What awaits us? What can stand up to our Lock Flail? The end of the prototype? Yeah, I imagine. Yes. You crushed all that stood in your way. Finally back in my cold embrace. And that sets us back to the very start of the prototype. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of this prototype has been Shroom Gloom. Keep an eye out for this in the future, because I know I'll be doing the same. There's a link in the description down below for the itch.io page where you can pick up this prototype to play yourself. For the moment though, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's probably not a series playlist in the top left. I'll probably link the Inscription series in the top left as a similar-ish immersive roguelike deck builder. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.